I was rocking out to Tom Petty, American Girl, on my my ice hole box from Tab, and hopefully a guy in a van doesn't show up, stuff me in there, and try to make a skin suit. There's a lot of skin here. Like, you can make a big woman suit if you really wanted to. Just saying. So we're gonna do Cholo stuff today. As I typically do, I wasn't paying attention. Forgive the fan noise, fat guys. I'm sorry, I know it's cold probably where you are, but taint here and I was sweating. Anywho, the Cholo, if you don't know, when we went to smoke out in September, I did a little short about this morning. For the first time, why am I looking at the bike when, hang on. I know, I really suck at this. Deal with it. Anyway, so I have hauled, here comes the trailer comment. You had a trailer, it wouldn't have happened. Anyway, so we went to smoke out in September. I have a toy hauler RV, so that's the reason I frickin' trailer. I take my goddamn RV. I can't pull 14,000 pounds with a Harley yet. Haven't found a big friggin' diesel. I'm off on a tangent. So in September, we went to North Carolina to Rowan County Fairgrounds, which, by the way, you should plan on going to that. Go to smokeout.com, smokeoutrally.com. Google the damn smokeout. Great freaking chopper party. It's going to be longer next year. Anyway, short story long. I had loaded in my RV because we knew there wasn't much of a riding rally. It's more shows and parties. I had loaded my Cholo bike here, my 14 Heritage that was my dad's, and you watched me build it on the channel. If you haven't, go back and find that. This was a lot of fun. And the wife's, her bar hopper, which is an 08 Springer Crossbones, loaded it in the RV and took them up there. I have hauled to Sturgis and back many thousands of miles. I used Condor chocks. I did something wrong. When I strapped in the Springer, I think I accidentally had the strap snagged on one of the like on the axle or something like that, and while going on the road, that snag slipped and gave it a bunch of slack. First time it's ever happened, the bike rocked back, went left, and pow! And miraculously didn't damage the Springer. It didn't, but when she went over, that happened. So we got a dent right chair and a dent right chair and a big old hole in the paint right there. And that's from the mount where the turn signal hangs. That actually just the hardware hit. So didn't even scratch the turn signal. Freaking miraculous, it didn't hurt the Springer. But the irony of this whole thing is this is the second tank I've put on it. The first one, I loaded it up for Daytona, and it had a full tank. I'm an idiot. It was 105 degrees. It blew the rubber seal and leaked out and ate the damn paint off the tank. So that actually ended up working well, because that tank with the damaged paint we're going to use to custom paint for the 08 Crossbones. Because, yeah, I mean, go ahead and make fun of Harleys. It's the same tank in 2008 as it was in 2014. So we're going to take that one that was damaged before, repaint it, and then we'll make a custom body for the Springer sometime next year. I don't have time for this shit that I'm doing now. So what we're doing today is taking this damaged tank on, put on a fresh tank. We got one that's ready, that's already painted and stuff. I've also got other things. Oh, the new Advanblack custom dash for Softails, and I've got some really cool exhaust tips to put on that come from Australia that I've been excited to put on. I've just been too damn lazy to do it. So I've already started. I'm sorry. I got excited, and I've already pulled the dash off. I've already pulled the fuel pump out, and I've pumped out all the gas. I put a link in that little short, but I have this little pump. It's laying out there drying next to the fuel pump stuff. It's a 12-volt pump, hooks right on the battery, and you can pull all the fuel out of your tank and pump it into a 5-gallon. Just a really safe way of getting all the gas out before you pull this crossover line off here and just, you know, douse yourself in 5 gallons of frickin', you know, 98 octane, 100 octane, whatever you're running, and, you know, die in a fiery, you know, fireball. So what I got to do now, I've already vacuumed all the fuel out and pulled all the fuel pump out. Find a video on that if you want. I suck at instructional stuff, but your fuel pump, your filter, all that stuff is down inside the tank. Essentially, you want to unhook everything from the top plate, take the plate off, and then there's 2 lines that go into the pump, and you just basically take a little screwdriver and pop the little flexi teeth off so you can pop the lines out, pull that out. Then there's a plastic bracket down there that goes up, and then that side comes out, and then there's another one down here that goes that way. So find a video. It's just, and take your friggin' time. Swapping a tank on a Softail, unless you've done it a bunch of times, if you've never done it before, what I meant to say, it can be a pain in the ass. So take your time, get a weekend. Don't plan on doing this in the middle of a work day like I am. I had stuff this morning and stuff this evening, so taking some time to do this. Anywho, let me take that bolt out, pull off the crossover. I've already unhooked the fuel line on the other side, and then we'll get this tank off and get the new one on. I give it a 1 in 50 that I remember where every hose and stuff. Oh, something I learned from last time. There are rubber O-rings that go over these here. Shit, god damn it. You're needy. Your inlets and outlets for your fuel. This little O-ring, it can stick down inside the pump and then not sit there right when you put everything back together, and then you don't have fuel pressure and then the bike won't run. Ask me how I know. So just check all that. Make sure there's not an O-ring stuck down inside there that, you know, the ports there got them on. I'm looking right now. So, yep, all right, there's one on each of mine, so I'm good there. I ordered new crossovers just because you kind of tend to, at least I do, tear up the little fittings, taking them on and off. So I just got a fresh one. They're not expensive. Dennis Kirk, I don't know, 15 bucks, something like that for a new one. Not like that's nothing, but there's a difference between it running and not running and leaking fuel everywhere. $15, good deal. So now I'm going to shove everything back in here, pray to God I get it right, and we'll see if it runs in a little bit. All right, fuel pump is installed. All the other wizardry down in that tank. I think there's stuff in there that doesn't do anything. I feel like they're just like, there's not enough hoses. Put a hose that just goes from one end back around to the other. I mean, like, you know, it's just more hoses and fittings are important to make mechanics earn their $5,000 an hour these days. So this is actually the hardest part, in my opinion. Getting the damn crossover. I like these. There's braided stainless, looks nice. But just getting it to thread up and start and clamp down and get tight and not leak. I hate this part. Everything else is, it sucks. A Softail tank swap sucks. Matter of fact, Steve from Sickbaggers and I were BSing about this not long ago, and he was like, I'll change a dresser tank all day long. Like over and over again, no problem. He goes, the Softail tank sucks. Because he's got a Cholo too. If you don't know his channel, I'm sure you do, because everyone who watches his watch mine. But if you don't, go check out Sickbaggers. He's a really good dude. Which SICK stands for Southern Illinois Customs. I'm stupid. I didn't know that. So now I'm going to try and thread this up under the frame. This is the tube. It's another Softail thing that equalizes the fuel amount on one tank where they used to have two tanks. There used to be actually two separate tanks on either side if you're newer to Harleys. This is the line that equalizes the fuel across the tank. So this goes under the frame. So the tank goes down on there, and then this goes from one side to the other under the frame. Not in my opinion, the most brilliant engineering. So I'm going to get that threaded up. Plates on. One of the things I'm doing this for, besides the damaged tank, is I've got this new custom chrome dash to put on it I'm real excited about. That's already wired up. I'll tell you how that works, because it was, of course, because this isn't a fat boy, there's stuff. I'll show you. All right, so the tank is on. Just take your time. I mean, I told you that crossover is a real bitch. I can tell you right now, if you're looking at the speedometer, like you're sitting on the bike looking forward, connect that crossover on the right side first, center down, and then go connect the other side. You got more clearance the way the motor, the way the heads, rocker covers kind of sit a little bit to the right in the bike. Look at your bike. You'll be surprised if you have a twin cam. It's the truth. Your bike, and Milwaukee 8 same way. The motor sits a little to the right in the bike as far as where the transmission and belt and stuff's on the other side. So anyway, so don't get mad. Don't drink whiskey, get drunk, and go get in a fight with the neighbor's cat. Don't do that. I've done that. Cops don't think it's funny. They have no sense of humor in Palm Beach, I tell you. So just take your time and you'll get her done. So what do I do here? I have some finagling. So the reason I was excited to do this is that my buddy at Advan a long time ago, Advanblack, sent me a new dash for a Softail. They were experimenting. It's done now. I'm pretty sure it's on the website, but I've had this a while. And because I had the damaged tank, I hadn't done it. I'll show you what it looks like. Pretty slick. So your typical Softail dash, and it's all dirty. I clean the whole bike. The whole bike's nasty. Don't judge me. Your Speedo normally sits here, and there's a housing that comes down, and then you got a leather, tank bib that goes down there, or finish a leather piece or vinyl. This is the whole dash is all chrome. It's made of ABS. It's not metal. So actually, I think the chrome won't flake off this like it would maybe a metal piece, so it's fine. What I had to do here was a little more involved than you might think, because if you picture, hang on a second, this is the stock dash off of 14 Heritage, right? It's actually it's the same thing on a, this is the Deluxe. I know it's different on a Fat Boy. On a Fat Boy, this is square, but on the Crossbones out there, it's the same exact one. They call it a cat eye dash. It's a 1940s, 50s kind of deal, throwback deal. So you might notice those lights don't look like those lights. It's not just a lens. You actually have to change the harness under there to the one for a Fat Boy. The Fat Boy high beam, oil, low oil pressure, turn signal, neutral, you know, indicators are straight and square like those, and on some other bikes. Somebody, Road King, a couple other bikes, it's a straight line like I just showed you that's on here now. But on, I believe the Deluxe also, on the Heritage, on the Crossbones, and a bunch of their Softails, they put that cat eye dash on there. And the cat eye dash dictates that the turn signal housing, where those LEDs actually are cat eye shaped. So I actually had to buy, off of Harley's website, a little thing. I've fallen in love with this thing. The OEM service parts, I've mentioned this in other videos, but if you go to Harley's website, you can go to parts, and there's a, to the right, there's a button that says OEM service parts. And you can actually order bizarre little strange parts for your bike. Exploded views, bolts, even if there's like a specialty fastener, that's on there. The part number will be there, and you can either order it to be shipped to your house or at least have the part number go to the dealer and order it. Most things I've ordered and they've come to the house. That hadn't been really a problem yet. And one of the things I did is I went to 2014 Harley Fat Boy, not even a bike I owned, and I found that assembly and I ordered the entire harness. So what I got was the plug that goes to the speedo, the ignition, not the ignition switch, I mean just the wire, blah, 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 and then the little LED cluster, right? So reattached all of that inside the dash, put my ignition switch and my speedo in this dash, and now I have, actually what's kind of cool is I have a speedo in that dash that you're not going to see in other ones, because the other ones probably started as a Fat Boy unless you did what I did. So 150 bucks I think for the wiring harness. The little bezel, the little lens that has turn signals and neutral and all that, that was like $9. Had that shipped straight to the house. It's been sitting here forever. Finally got around to do the tank swap, and so now I got my new dash. Fun fact for you. The back side of this will go either way. And I thought for sure the wire exit's going up because that's where the cable goes. So when I first put my dash in and I hit the left turn signal, the right one went. And when I put the right one, the left one went. And when I put the high beams on, the oil light came on. So make sure you can see I got it in there right now. You know, right turn signal, you know, da, da, da. So just, the wire goes down for some reason when you put it in there. But no, I've learned that for you. But there's the new custom dash that Advan just came out with for Softails. That's freaking slick. That looks really nice. This, I gotta straighten it. Oh no, I don't. It's just the rubber comes up a little bit. All right, well. So it goes on differently than the stock one. You don't have the big nut anymore. So what this does is this bolts down here, right? It uses actually the bolt that goes through the tank. Yeah, I screwed that paint up right there, putting it on. The bolt that goes through the tank into the frame goes through the dash now, and then the front, there's a bracket that goes under the lip of the tank and it cinches down. So it goes on differently, but it's extremely solid. It's not coming off, but it eliminates that big nut in the middle of the dash. Much cleaner looking. So that's all done. I heard the fuel pump fire on when I hit that, so that's great. And that's all hooked up. Crossover's done. Wiring's done. I gotta plug in the gas gauge. I just realized I left that hanging. I gotta plug that in. Oh God, I should make sure that's not shoved up under the tank. Oh Jesus, hang on. All right, so I don't know why the camera just looked away. I mean, I don't blame them. But last thing we're doing today before just giving this thing a bath, because it's still got smoke out mud on it. Because in smoke out we did, you know, this stuff. It's what we do, you know? But anyway, so I bought this part. Some people freak out. I've been watching these for a while. I see them on other Cholos on, you know, from all over the world, just amazing bikes. And one thing they typically have in common is something on that bike from a company called Custom Craft. Custom Craft is in Australia. I don't know them. They don't know me. I've connected to some people who buy a lot of them down in Australia called Aussie Viclas. Really cool Instagram feed. If you don't know that one, you should follow that one if you're into these kind of bikes. But So there's a huge Cholo bike, Vicla, which is slang for bicycle. Huge Vicla culture down in Australia, believe it or not. So amazing bikes, and there's a dude down there who started a company called Custom Craft, and he only does two things that I could see on the website. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm forgetting or missing something else. But he does really badass light lenses, like 50s style, you know, Jetfire style, you know, lenses that I don't know if they're made of glass or plastic or whatever. It doesn't matter, but they're freaking beautiful. They are only made for incandescent bulbs, though. They don't work with LEDs, evidently. That's what the website says. So that's why I don't have those. Otherwise, I would, because they're freaking sweet. They have different styles. You can get them in red, smoked, orange, you know. They have them like turbine style, like just really cool 50s-ish kind of vibe stuff. The other thing he makes is exhaust tips. And they're just freaking wild. They're called Reaper tips. Now, my pipes on this bike are Cobras. Cobra, Bad Gringo? Bad Hombre. Bad Hombre. Bad Gringo. I'm the bad Gringo. These are Cobra Bad Hombre pipes. But, you know, there's a bunch of people who make duals. So he makes these tips to fit other people's exhaust systems. So according to the box here, they make them for Vance & Hines, Samson, Cobras, what I have, Freedom, Python, and then it says other. I don't know. Oh, that's cool. It says, in loving memory of Kazaton, thanks for your inspiration. That's really cool. I don't know who that is, but it's just on the box. That was pretty sweet. So I'll show you real quick with the box. We'll do an unboxing. So there you go. Your badass parts await. So you see, go to the website. So Custom Craft is a Z. Badass parts, badass bikes. Woo! So I opened these, and they've been sitting in my family room because my wife's a saint and lets me have motorcycle parts all over the house for a while now. Only my wife and my dad has seen these, and he was like, holy shit. So they are, you know, you worry about fishtails hurting your legs in the garage before. Wait till they look like that. They're freaking wild, aren't they? Now these were like, they aren't cheap, man. These were like $375, something like that. I mean, like it was, you know, there's a lot of work in these though. So don't go, oh my God, that's too expensive. It ain't easy to pull off a shape like that, you know, and then package it and sell them in large quantities. So new hardware on there already. So that's cool. So let me take off the fishtails that are on there now, and I sure hope those clear my bags. I think they will. We'll see. So just a couple Allen bolts hold the tips on, nothing to it. So just the tip. We'll take those off, flop them out for the Reapers, and God, I'm excited for this. Finally get these on. Now, I know one thing already, and that is the next time this bike goes to a rally in the RV, which is probably never because we got the chopper and these bikes. I don't see this guy going on the road anytime soon, but these are going to have to come off before you load them. Because even those fishtails, when I hit my ramp to load them up inside my RV, the angle is intense enough that I hit the fishtails in the ground. So these will have to be removed. Load the bike, unload the bike, put them back on. I know it seems goofy, but these will, you don't want to tear these up. These are too nice. So they look like a freaking weapon. All right, that's stupid. But I don't edit, so I'm leaving it in. Let me flop these out and I'll show you in a minute. Bam. So still filthy, still needs a bath. I'm gonna do that. I gotta get those in and then get this one out and anyway. But look at how clean the tip is compared, yeah. So the only thing I can see now, I got to figure out, that pipe's to the left. You couldn't see it so much with the fishtail on, but with the Reaper tip on, you can see that one's pretty well as straight as it goes. These bags are Advan bags with their adapter kit where you can put dresser bags on a Softail. Well, it works great, but you can see I have a pipe alignment problem now. I got to get that one over straight, but a hammer will get it done. But those are freaking badass. I like those a lot. So now we got the tank, new tank, fresh tank on, the new custom dash, the Reaper tips. It needs a bath. We're going to do that in just a second. Then we'll do one of those dramatic freaking YouTube, you know, things. It's flying over and there's rock out. You know, that's stupid shit. Anyway, we'll do that where we show the bike all done. The last thing that'll be done on this bike, and then maybe some little things here and there from there, I consider this one put to bed, is we're going to put a logo on the tank, but that needs to be done by our buddy up in DeLand is going to do it, my brain is completely shut down. I'll think of it before the video's over. Dan Kite. There you go. Dan Kite out of DeLand is going to paint the logo on the tank. He's going to do some really awesome stuff. But the tank, he was going to do it 2 years ago. The tank got damaged right on the way there, and that ain't no good. So we'll do that probably Daytona Bike Week if this is there. If not, then I'll ride to friggin' DeLand. It's only 4 hours away. Ride up to his house during the winter months, and we'll get her done then. But from there, she's pretty much done. I mean, I got a bunch of little things on it, and if I see anything else, maybe we'll throw it on there. What else should I do? This is a 14 Heritage. The motor is stock. I'm not going to do any engine stuff. I'm just not. Like, why? You know. A twin cam has to idle so high, you're not going to get a good lope out of the motor, so why mess with it? It's a stock 103. I've already got the pipes, bunch of little dress up, got custom dynamic sliding all over it. We got wheels from Mototex. Someone's going to ask that. It's the 21-inch front fat spoke is from Mototex, and then I have the matching fat spoke on the rear. The bars are LA Choppers tree huggers. I love LA Choppers. I love all their stuff, but I don't love the tree huggers. I wouldn't do that again. It's just when you get them all the way forward, I think they're still too far back, and you can't adjust them past that. And go back if you want to see that video. These are not easy bars to install, and I would not do them again. I would do regular old-fashioned risers and bars, but they're on there. Again, not a slight to LA Choppers. It's just I don't think this exact product's a home run. I mean, I'd like to find some old-fashioned French headlight rings that are not visor style that's on there, but you can't find those anymore. Just regular Frenched-in headlight rings. Now I'm about to get an email of 5,000 visor-style Frenched-in rings. It's just, I know YouTube. But I'm looking for the ones that do not have a visor. They're just a French ring. I like that. You can't find those anymore. I have a windshield for it that I do use. I know this bike looks better without one, but this bike is ridden and a lot of 80 mile an hour, 50 mile an hour stretches down the turnpike. So I do have a Clockworks hip windshield that goes on it. I use that, and it's great. What else? I mean, what else should I do with this thing? Comment down below what else should I do with the Cholo. But now we'll get her cleaned up and we'll go into some dramatic, woo, this is what it looks like video. All right, 131 is in. Little electric bicycle side rusher thing that's really freaking sweet. I have saddlebags now so I can go to the mailbox. Anyway, Springer's in, CVO's in, Chopper's there laughing at me. But you're going on the lift. Just a few days, punk. Don't, you know, getting rid of more spikes. Anyway, so, and now she's out and ready to be S100. I'll put the link. This is the stuff I use. So basically I'm just going to like cover the whole bike in foam and let it sort of melt off a little bit, hose it off, and then I'll give it, you know, a wipe down and everything else. But when you got mud on the bike, you got to start with something harsh. I am being lazy today and not taking the bags off. I know, it's not a full detail, but little one's got a Christmas concert tonight. I'm going to put on my Christmassy clothes and ride my Santa Claus red motorcycle to it. She'll get a kick out of that. So, all right, start cleaning. All foamy. It's gotten gray and I don't get that good YouTube-y sun, but you know, whatever. S100's doing its job, eating the mud off the tires a little bit. They need to be scrubbed, but that'll be for another day. This is ridden. This ain't no show bike. I don't do show bikes. No offense, I get it, man. Some people like to build a bike just to show what they can do, and that's all they do is show it, but tain't me. So this is my secondary rider. She can eat some more mud off. We'll hose it down, wipe it down, and then put on my Christmassy shirt and take the little one to her concert. All right, so she's ready for her appearance tonight at Littleton's school. So here we'll walk around and do that YouTube-y thing. I'm not freaking singing. All right, so what should we do now? I mean, to this bike, anything? I think she's kind of done except having a logo put on. I'm gonna have something really slick put on. It's kind of old school on the tank for the logo, but I mean, fucking oil. What else should we do to this thing? Anything else? I mean, I don't know what else. Some people have said I should have put the flames on the bag. I don't think so, man. The flames on the tank, the front fender, and then down the middle. I like the fact that the bags are just kind of clean and plain, you know, like taillight is actually the one that comes with this Cholo style fender that Advan makes or will make. It's still not on the market, I don't think. But that's like part of the fender. So some people said, like, I'm not crazy about the taillight. Actually, I am, because it kind of looks 30s Ford, in my opinion. But anyway, so what else should I do? Pro Beast horn, all the lighting's done. This bike is a family. Oh, I didn't clean that bag. Damn, it's the downside, so it's lower. This bike's a family heirloom. It ain't never going anywhere. This was my dad's bike. He bought it new in 14, rode it for just a few years, and then realized he needed to go to a trike when his heart issues and stuff, so no circulation in the legs. Doesn't work when you come up to a red light and you put your legs down and they fold and you go over. So this one had to be put away. It sat for years. I brought it back around and then customized it into my bar hopper here and then added bags to it because Bags are practical, you know? So what should we do to it? Anything else? Or stick a fork in it, she's done. What should we do? So comment down below if you think there's anything else. Any cool products you've seen. I thought the custom craft pipe tips, yeah, whatever. Muffler tips, whatever. Not a real common thing. I like that a lot. Can't do their lights because I have all LED, and evidently those only work with incandescent, so I don't know, that is what that is. So comment down below. Love you all to death. Thanks for watching. Take care of each other. We'll talk real soon.